Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the Galen Snyder Show. I'm Vince Reed. We're brought to you every week by Aria Health, your friends and neighbors here in Bucks County. Also, of course, by the Continental Tavern right there on Afton Avenue and Main Street in the heart of Yardley, celebrating their 150th anniversary this year. And, of course, also by the Pennsbury Basketball Recreation League, the PRBL.com online to get a hold of them. Well, it's time for the second round of the District 1 Quad A playoffs. Exciting for the first week of seeing exactly how it's going to go. Matter of fact, as it turns out, the SOL showing itself pretty well. You got a total of 5 teams out of the 8 who are from the SOL, whether it be the National, the Continental, or the American Conference. All of them, of course, well represented so far this year, and certainly the National has been the case for a number of years now. But of course, the big one as far as that goes was a really exciting ball game with Downingtown West and Pennsbury that we had on Saturday night. That was a great game. Went into overtime, and the Falcons prevailed in that ball game by a 35-28 score. Good contest all along in that one. And I got to admit, I'll be the first one. I told Coach here before we went on the air, I didn't pick them to win that ball game. I admit it. But we'll see what happens this week as far as that goes. I guess many maybe might have thought that. I know everybody we got in the press box up there thought that they were going to be just about a guaranteed winner for the Whippets. But they did say after the game it was exciting and good matchups with the Pennsbury team and the years that they played them, and certainly it has been that. As far as that goes, Coach, a game that, you know, maybe some, including myself, were thinking maybe you would not be able to prevail, but you come through in a big way and a very big ball game.
Yeah, it was a big, obviously a big ball game. Any playoff game's a big ball game, and you know, it was good to get the victory. We had to deal with a few things. One of our best players, Dalton Hose, ended up getting hurt on the opening kickoff, and Dalton's a two-way starter for us. So you're talking about plugging in players from both sides. I know we planned to have a sophomore linebacker play a little bit of linebacker to spell ball anyway, so we were prepared.
Yeah.
And then we asked Robert Daly to kind of serve double duty and step in for him as well. So for that reason, and then also coming off a tough loss from at the Chamonix game, a game which we battled hard, we came up on the short end. It was good to get out there, and it was good to get the W in the first round playoff game.
Yeah, I thought really when it comes down to it, you wonder too about the fact, like you said, in that Chamonix ball game at the end of the year, it was costly to an extent because of the fact that you'd have had a better seed, and whether that would have meant anything, you don't know, because all the competition is going to be good. But at the same time, one of the things was, here you are, 16-14, you battled out all week against your arch rival, you didn't quite get there, and you kind of wonder too sometimes how are they going to come out the next ball game, and one that you really need to get going again. And I think they proved themselves right from the outset. I mean, they took it right to Downingtown West from the beginning.
Well, I'll tell you what the big part of it was. We got together on Monday after the Chamonix game, and I had a long talk with the team, and I just said, hey, we lost that game. It's a tough loss. Comes a couple of weeks off of the North Penn loss, which was another tough game. But I did say to him, I said, listen, in both of those games, we got 2 scores down, and we came back, and we actually had the ball in our hands at the end of the game with a chance to win both of the games. And, that showed me something about the team. That showed me that that's a team that won't quit. And I said, as a staff and as a team, we can't quit. We have to have everybody pulling together. We got to work hard this week. We got to, challenge ourselves this week. And I said, we're not quitting as a staff. I said, we got together. We said it was kind of a break that we had it on Saturday because rather than fight the traffic on a Friday night down to Downingtown, which can be rough, we took our time on Saturday. We got here early. We went up there. We had a team dinner up there. The kids were able to travel on the bus and just their street clothes. And then once I think we got to the stadium at about 5 o'clock, and then they got changed and we got ready to go. So I just felt like the standpoint of, we really was a total team focus on getting the job done against Downingtown, and it took it, and especially with Dalton going down early, but we were able to get it done.
Yeah, one of the things I was looking at, and here you are, you're ahead 14-0, you're driving again, and a fumble crops up. Well, my feeling was then, and I was thinking as the drive was going along, and I thought, if you could put it in the end zone this time around, 21-0, man, that's a hurting on them. And I'm sure you knew that too. But at the same time, those things happen. It's football. And what happens is, you know, from a fumble, you go from 14 to 14-0 to 14-14. And then you're in the dogfight the rest of the game. But I tell you what, it did show an awful lot. I realized, and we didn't know that. We were trying to figure out where Dalton Host was. We didn't see that on the opening kickoff, that he was injured that badly. But we knew he wasn't in the backfield. And I kept saying, you know, they're giving it to Daly a lot, and Dalton's not there. There must be something wrong. And we found out later that there was. But the biggest thing is that your kids regrouped. You know, Daly came in, did a job. You had your son carrying the ball. You had Allie. You had Ruprecht doing the job. And I think really it was a tribute to what you guys were able to really do after a situation crops up. And, you know, you got one of your top guys who plays offense and defense who's going to be out of the game.
Yeah. No doubt. We had to pull together, and then, you know, that was the challenge after the opening kickoff. And then, as you said, things were going our way, and then all of a sudden, you know, we kind of fumble, we turn the ball over, we give them a short drive, and then we come out and we do nothing with our next drive, and they end up, we're tied game in half.
Yeah.
So then we got to pull together at halftime, and then we're getting the ball. So
right.
We had to pull together once again at halftime, and you know, refocus the team, and then we had to do it again going into overtime. So it was the type of situation where the kids really battle through a lot, you know, and really, you know, like I said, coming off of a tough loss in the Chamois, you know, you go one or two ways. Either you pack it in for the week, and teams do that. Teams have done that. You know, some teams do that, but the other way was, you know, you circle the wagons and you go out and you get a big win, and that sure feels a lot better.
It sure does. Well, we're going to tell you a little bit more about that ball game and some of the players in it too right after this. I want to let you know, of course, that the Pennsbury Regional Basketball League, of course, has been underway for a while. You can get in touch with them at the PRBLonline.com. Get your child in there, whether it be kindergarten or whether it be up to 12th grade. They can learn the fundamentals of basketball. They can learn how to play basketball correctly and enjoy a good time, too. It's held over there in Pennsbury, and of course you have a lot of these Pennsbury ball players that these kids know and look up to. Are going to be there teaching you and helping guide them. And it's been really an organization that's really helped a lot of kids throughout this area, not only in basketball, but also helping to do something when they got some time on their hands. They can learn to become friends with other kids. You got so much you can do there, and they're doing a nice job of it. Of course, one of our other sponsors is the Continental Tavern right there in Yardley, and they have everything for you. As they have, of course, as you know, the hamburgers, they have the steaks, they have seafood, they got the salads, whatever you might happen to want. Nice place also to go in, relax, enjoy yourself, talk to some of the people there. You make friends over there as well. And not only that, you get a chance to watch every ball game of Pennsbury's live stream right there at the Continental Tavern. You get to do that every week, and you get to do that again this week once more as we're getting set for the big ball game coming up in the quarterfinals of the PIAA District 1 Quad A. And of course, also with us every week has been ARIA Health, and ARIA Health is right there when you're in need of help. The place to go is ARIA. Give them a call when things are not going well for you and you really need some assistance. Give ARIA Health a call. Well, we're going to take a look as well at some other things happening here. We'll do that right after this.
The ARIA 3B Orthopedic Institute is redefining care in Center City and South Jersey. And our 50,000 square foot location on ARIA Health's Bucks campus in Langhorne features private rooms, free parking, and nearby hotels. With over a century of experience, the world-class 3Bs, Doctors Booth, Bartolozzi, Balderston, and their partners personally guide you from treatment through recovery. For all your orthopedic needs, call 1-888-ORTHO-3B or visit aria3bortho.org. At the ARIA 3B Orthopedic Institute, you come first.
If you are looking for a car, where do you go? Faulkner Auto Group at 4427 Street Road in Trevose is where to go for the best deals in Bucks County for all your new pre-owned cars, trucks, or SUVs. Go to Faulkner Auto Group. It's always Faulkner, to be sure. Go online to faulknerautogroup.com. Just remember, it's Faulkner, to be sure, for all your new cars or trucks. 4427 Street Road in Trevose. Faulkner, to be sure.
The Gator, Jerry Blavitt here, to tell you to tune us in every weekday afternoon from 3 to 5 p.m. right here at WBCB 1490 AM and throughout the world at WBCB1490.com. And it's brought to you by the Italian People Bakery and the deli at 63 Butler Street in the Chambersburg section of Trenton, and also in Levittown at Woodburn and Oxford Valley Roads, and where all baking is done on the premises at both stores. Yo, Trenton and Levittown, this is the Geeter, the big boss with the big hot sauce, Jerry Blavitt, inviting you to join me every weekday afternoon from 3 to 5 as we bring back the memories at the top of the dial, 1490 AM, WBCB, and throughout the world at WBCB1490.com. And it's brought to you by Mako at 1460 Prospect Street, right off Alden Avenue in Ewing Township, owned and operated by my main man, Matt Palmer.
Hi, this is Merrill Reese, and since 1986, McCaffrey's Supermarket has been a real supermarket experience and a very proud member of our community. Through good times and bad times, Jim McCaffrey and his family have been there to assist our neighbors when they needed help, whether it's helping flood victims, raising funds for the American Cancer Society, or supporting the local Little League teams. You can count on McCaffrey's to be there. McCaffrey Supermarkets, 635 Heacock Road in Yardley in the village of Newtown, at 2890 South Eagle Road, and also in Princeton and West Windsor.
A couple of things I want to bring up about the past ball game as far as that goes with that Downingtown West team is the fact that some of these guys who came through and really did a nice job for you in that ball game. I thought one of the guys I thought was doing a real good job was Joe Maurer. Now, Maurer maybe didn't catch their quarterback quite often, but I'll tell you what, he had him running for his life, and that's what they call the hurries. He made him throw it when he didn't want to throw it earlier than he wanted.
I mean, Joe's done a great job for us his whole career here at Pennsbury. And, he always gives 100% effort, and he's a physical player. He's not the biggest guy in the world, but he's got some speed and physicality, and he's relentless getting after the pass rush.
I know
the thrower.
Yeah, I noticed one of the things too was the fact that when you came out, sometimes you moved Stooks around a little bit. You had him on the right side, you had him on the left side. You haven't done that a lot this year, have you?
No, we haven't. Stooksie's been in pretty much right tackle this year. Last year he was left tackle. This year we were flopping him and Vinny and Noah Smith.
Yeah,
we were flopping them and having them travel with our wingman.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, and the guys back there again, I mean, I thought that the Chamonix game, the Chamonix had you pretty well as far as that goes in containing your ground game as far as that went, but I thought the guys here, when you looked at it, they really found some holes, and they were doing their thing. Ruprecht was getting his, Daly was certainly getting his, your son was in there as well, and Allie, and it just seemed like there it was again. They were all clicking once more.
Yeah, it was good to get going again. Like I said, we tweaked a few things. Nothing real, earth-shattering or changing.
Yeah.
But we tweaked a few things that seemed to pay off pretty good dividends for this game.
One of the things that I was concerned about, and I imagine you were about other things too. I was basically concerned with the passing game. That's the reason that I was looking at it from that point. And the passing game is the thing that bothered me a little bit going into that contest. But as it turned out,
ours or theirs?
The passing game that they had against your defense.
Okay.
And here, as it turned out, I didn't have to worry maybe as much as maybe I was worrying about the passing game that they had against your D.
Well, I mean, they're still more of a. I mean, they're more run-oriented in what they do. Now they do a nice job with their waggles and stuff like that, but it's actually based upon wing T. Wing T, they have a lot of wing T action. He's an old wing T coach, Milano, and so he's kind of like morphed his wing T into a spread. So a lot of their play action passes and stuff were set off with some pretty serious misdirection, deception. So they're not. I wouldn't say they're sort of like the type of passing attack that maybe we faced when we played Downingtown. He's with that Loletta kid maybe back in 12, or obviously with Downingtown he's the Devlin in 05. But yeah, I mean, they can still make some things happen in the air. But like I said, I don't think they're necessarily truly sitting back there trying to throw the ball over.
Yes. Well, we're going to see about what Perkiomen Valley has up their sleeve. They're the one coming up now, and we'll talk about that right after this.
Peruzzi Nissan is the home of the 3495 Pennsylvania State Inspection and Admission and is your full-service automotive facility for all makes and models, regardless of where you purchased your car. Air conditioner tune-up for just $79.95 at Peruzzi Nissan. Buy 3 tires at Peruzzi Nissan and get the 4th one free, plus free alignment checks. Have your car looking showroom new with a value detail package for just $64.95 and a full detail package for only $179.95. Peruzzi Nissan Service, Business Route 1, Fairless Hills, where our business is you.
Achieving what you want demands the right game plan. When you team up with PNC, you get the tools and know-how you need to get where you want to go. Whether it's buying a new home, sending your kids off to college, or retiring the way you want, PNC is here ready to help you achieve your financial goals. To discover all the ways PNC can help, stop by any branch or visit PNC.com. PNC for the achiever in you. PNC Bank, member FDIC. I'm Merrill Reese to tell you about our good friends at the Revere Ristorante Italiano in nearby Ewing Township at 802 River Road. I can tell you that from South Philadelphia to New York's Mulberry Street, there's no better Italian cuisine than that served at the Revere. Start your meal with one of their great appetizers or salads. Entrees include outstanding veal dishes, fresh seafood daily, excellent steaks and chops, homemade pasta dishes, daily specials, and much more. You can also enjoy their bar area, where on most weekends, entertainment is offered. The Revere also does off-premise catering and can accommodate private parties for any affair, including business functions. Call the Revere Ristorante Italiano for more information and reservations at 609-882-6365, 882-6365. The Revere Ristorante Italiano open Monday through Friday for lunch and 7 days for dinner at 802 River Road, right off the Wilbertha Road exit on Route 29 in nearby Ewing Township.
Oh, the corner kick's right to Chris. He's got a shot. Oh, no.
It happens fast, so we'll treat you fast. Introducing Rothman Orthopedic Urgent Care, where you're seen without an appointment by a Rothman orthopedic specialist. Fast, any day of the week.
Okay. Easy with his leg.
Rothman Orthopedic Urgent Care, now in Marlton, New Jersey, with more locations to come. It happens fast, we'll treat you fast. Rothman Orthopedic Urgent Care. See RothmanInstitute.com.
Don't forget, if you miss any of your local high school sports action, you can read all about it in tomorrow's edition of the Trentonian. For your complete local and national news 7 days a week, it's the Trentonian, or online at thetrentonian.com. The only newspaper serving Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer County 7 days a week, it's the Trentonian.
I'm Vince Reed, back again with Galen Snyder. Of course, we're going up against Perkiomen Valley this week. Perkiomen Valley is 10-1. They come in, their only loss on the year had been to Springford by the score of 28-14 in their own league, which is the Pioneer Athletic Conference. They're averaging 47 points a ball game. They're yielding 15 points per ball game so far. Of course, the Neshaminy took care of Springford, the champion of their conference in the Pac-10. They did that nicely in that first round ball game, and the Redskins moved on. And now, of course, Perkiomen Valley moved on with their ball game as well. And coach, with this one, was hard to get a beat on these guys because, number one, I was looking all over to try to get some stats information. Boy, there's not much out on them, although Stephen Stern, who is their quarterback, I've heard a bit about him. What can you tell us about this Perkiomen Valley Viking Ball Club?
Well, the quarterback's a very good player. You were saying you were concerned about the pass game. They will throw the ball a lot. I think they threw the ball somebody told me they threw the other day, one of their games, 55 times or something crazy. But this kid's a good, the quarterback is very good. He's a good running, he runs well, he throws the ball well. He's a junior, he's a really good player. He's probably the best player now. They have some good skill guys beyond that. They have a couple of receivers, a couple of runners. So they're, from an offensive standpoint, they're a challenge. They're a good team.
Have you looked at them size-wise? Are they? Anybody tell you they match up with you, or are you bigger than them?
You're trying to get the pick right this week, aren't you? I think I think it's the type of situation where they're not a real big team defensively. We scrimmage.
Quick ball club?
Yeah, they're quick. They're quick. I would say no quicker than us, but we're pretty quick too. You know, so but I would say they're definitely a quick team, and they have some good. They have some athletes, and I think they're good. They're a good team. We scrimmaged them first scrimmage, and you know, I think you know their offensive line does a pretty good job pass blocking. I mean, they're a good team, and it all starts with the quarterback. He's a good player.
Yeah. Well, we're going to see exactly how it's going to be because we're looking for another good one here. Of course, we want to let you know who, of course, is going to be playing when it comes to the other ball games. Downingtown East, which is the #1 seed there, of course, going against North Penn, which was the #9 seed. Now, they played each other early in the year with the non-league part of the schedule, and Downingtown East edged them out in that ball game. I think it's going to be interesting the second time around with those two ball clubs. And also you got Neshaminy and Quakertown. That'll be an interesting one. The Redskins, of course, from the SOL National. And you got Quakertown, who just beat its other rival there, CB East, 7-6 for their game to move into this contest. And Quakertown was rolling along before being upset a couple of times. That should be a nice contest. And, of course, you got Upper Dublin against Upper Darby. And Upper Darby, of course, was the one that disposed of Council Rock North. And Upper Dublin had a lot of people back from last year, and they were considered to be one of the teams to watch out for. So I think really along with that and Perk Valley and Pennsbury and the other ball game, we've got some good ball games coming up this weekend.
Yeah, good teams, good teams. You know, Upper Dublin and Upper Darby, that's going to be a good game. They're both good teams.
Yeah.
I've seen them both on film, and they're different. I mean, Upper Darby's big. They got a really good running back, and then Upper Dublin. It's tough on D. They're scrappy like they were last year, and they got a real good passing game with a good quarterback. So
yeah,
that's going to be a good game.
You know, Neshaminy, Quakertown. I think when you look at those two, Quakertown the last 2 years had a really good ball club, and Neshaminy, of course, is back to where they were before. They're back into the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I see Neshaminy as a big physical team. They went, you know, Quakertown.
Yeah.
Quakertown, they've done obviously a great job up there, you know, Coach Banis. I mean, here they are again in the final 8. You know, I mean,
yeah.
they're doing a great job up there. But I think the Neshaminy with their size, and the way they're rolling right now, they're going to be tough for anybody to beat. And then Downingtown East and North Penn.
What can you say? Those two, you know, met each other earlier.
That's another. To me, that game's sort of like Upper Dublin, Upper Darby. There's going to be some really good games.
Yeah, I think so. There are going to be some dandies. I know talking to those people up in Downingtown, because both of those schools play at Cottonmire Stadium, and they said that when North Penn comes in this week, they're expecting to get about 9,000 people at least out for that ball game with Downingtown East, of course, the #1 seed, and North Penn, who makes it tough on everybody. That's going to be interesting, and our game's going to be a good one too. Remember, Pennsbury is on the road up at Perkiomen Valley. I've never been to Perkiomen Valley's field, so I really don't know what to expect out there. And you know, have you seen the field? You've been there before, Coach?
Yeah, we scrimmaged. Like I said, we scrimmaged there week 1 this year.
Okay.
We were up there.
You're up there?
Yeah, we were up there. And I think you're going to be a little bit distant back. The press box, it seemed like our video was a little bit far back.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I would say from, you know, from your perspective.
Yes.
It's not a big stadium, you know, but you just see the back a little bit. But it's grass field. You know, it's a nice place up there. It's going to be a heck of a game. It really is.
Yeah, it should be a really good ball game. And we expect a big crowd there, of course, for that one too. These are the quarterfinals, so next week will be the 4 set in the semifinal round, and then the week after that, of course, the district championship. And of course, this is the defending district champion in Pennsbury, looking to see if they can get there and duplicate it this time around again. I want to let you know our show brought to you by ARIA Health, your friends and neighbors here in Bucks County, by the Pennsbury Regional Basketball League, PRBLOnline.com, and by the Continental Tavern. They're located at Afton and Main Streets in Yardley. So we're getting ready for the big game coming up, and of course we will have that game Saturday night, as it turns out, Coach. You're going to be playing another Saturday night. We're going to be doing, of course, this show prior to the Friday night ball game with Neshaminy, because you know, we'll be playing, as it turns out, on the Saturday night. But Saturday night was good for you last week, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, we weren't. It was kind of a surprise we were going to do it again, but you know, they had a conflict with their building, and you know, it worked out for us last week, and gives us an extra day of rest coming off of a Saturday game.
Right.
So we were okay with them.
All right, so get set for the game coming up on Saturday night. And that's going to be a big one. Everyone else will know, have played, will know who's in there and waiting for the outcome of Pennsbury and Perkiomen Valley. So for the Galen Snyder Show, I'm Vince Reed.